Okay.
So
Okay, all right, recording in progress.
So can you share from your side,
we
Mr.
is
Mirza?
No problem.
So Mr. Mo, while Mr. Mirza
okay.
is trying to share, you can just introduce the platform so that we can go ahead.
Are you sharing the screen as well, or we just going ahead from here?
No, Mirza will do the sharing. Just introduce the platform for today, and then we can forge ahead with the meeting.
Okay, so let's go ahead. Unfortunately, lady also let me say
So,
for the sake of everyone watching in the future,
my screen display, right?
Yes.
Burma has started stream sharing and yet to see it. I think the network.
Everyone, you see my share, right?
Yes, but it's not kind of clear.
All right, I think it's getting clearer now.
Yeah, probably the
So
internet.
let's begin from here.
Yeah, go ahead, Mo.
Every
So
Adula said you want to connect to
Yeah, but the same link that we have used to join the meeting is what Abdullah is supposed to use. So he should keep trying. It could be
Gentlemen,
internet.
go straight to
a
you go to business.
let's down with
well, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time we welcome you to DACSOM Talk. DACSOM Talk is a program designed for the Dablo Clan Solidarity Movement, where we hear voices from our clan and respective locations within our district and the clan. More precisely, we bring out issues affecting our existence in our community. We also discuss issues pertaining to community development, community growth, infrastructure development, human capacity. Today, we want to say a pleasant welcome to everyone who has joined us on this platform. And today marks the second edition of Dawson Talk. And we want to say it's a pleasant to welcome for you to be with us today. As we go along, we're going to be having fascinating talks and development. And interestingly, today, we will be sharing talks with a special guest on today's edition of the Action Talk, and Mr. Boyman Meza, who's going to be our guest, and he will be elaborating on a couple of issues ranging from leadership structure and giving out the conditions of coordinating units in our time, executive leadership, zonal coordinators, advisory council, and the rest of issues and development, especially matters that pertains to DACSOM, Tableau Clean Solidarity Movement, Growth and Development. On this day, we want to say a pleasant welcome again. Mr. Menza is with us, and the rest of you who have joined us on this live, we want to say a pleasant welcome. Gentlemen, welcome to this edition of DACSOM Talk.
Thank you very much, Honorable Musa Mo Sherman. And I want to say good evening and good afternoon or good morning, wherever you are. I am Boyman K. Meska, a resident of the Dabo clan, precisely Kinjo Town, and the worker of Bear Mountain Mining Corporation. Again, I want to say welcome, and I'm pleased to be the host. And I want to say that we are going to discuss DASCOM inclusive organizational structure. Because
Mhm.
when you look around our country as a whole, giving back our political or social history, the issue of leadership decentralization or leadership inclusiveness DASCOM have understand those history, has read the literature component of the history, and now it is time to do it differently. It's time to decentralize the leadership. It's time to have the people inclusive into whatever development, whatever initiatives that come to them. So with that's going to be a solidarity movement within the clan that cut across the entire clan. We want to have every town, every villages, every township, every block or every section, so every community within the Dabo clan to be an inclusive member into the leadership. So today discussion or presentation going to capture on the inclusive organization structure of DASCOM and its roles and
Okay.
responsibility of each and every one that are going to be a part of the leadership, whether you are in a village or you are in a town or you are in a community or just on your farm you reside there. That's going to recognize you and that's going to want you to be a part of the leadership. So
Okay.
today edition, like I
Thank you,
said earlier, today edition, like I said earlier,
Mr. Mensah, let me hold you there 1 minute, and for the sake of those who just join us, who are the background, let's just include them while we go forward. Should we know, may we know those of you at the background there? Do we have people at the background?
at my end,
Okay, not your end. I think, do we have Abraham Kalilu, Emmanuel Bonogai?
Yes, I'm here, Mr. Mo.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Emmanuel is connected already. Sheriff, are you here? I think Sheriff just joined. Can you speak to us?
So,
Okay. Yeah, because of
Sherry,
time
are you
factor,
there? Yes. So let's just
because of
forge
time,
ahead. So
1 minute. Musa Mo, is the sharing clear to you? For me, my screen is dull a bit. Maybe it could be internet
yes,
connectivity. Yours is okay,
I'm
right?
sure it's the internet, but mine is okay.
Okay, no problem. It's getting better here too. So, yeah, thank you. I think
Mhm.
Boyman can go ahead, except maybe you want us to say something.
Yes. So what I would just come here a little bit, Mr. Mensah, as you go along, please. I am going to be asking you few other questions inclusively on your deliberation. So we just want you to be a little bit slow in some of the way you're going to be presenting it, but let's make it a little bit fast forward. Thank you so much.
Sure.
okay, thank you again. Like I was saying, today edition is going to cover holistically on DASCOM inclusive organization structure. And like I mentioned, we want to recognize everyone within the clan,
Okay.
from every sector, every community, every town, every villages. So when we talk about inclusive, that is, everyone should be a part of it, should be a part
Mhm.
of DASCOM organization structure. That's what we call the editions, the DASCOM inclusive organization structure. So to introduce The next slide I'll talk adoption. This picture will bring the proposed leadership structure of diaspora clan solidarity movement. So when we say proposed structure leadership, that nobody occupied yet. But the structure will be designed in a way that if you are in a particular town and the structure is within your town, this is how you're going to function. A kind of objective is to ensure every sector, like I said earlier, are represented for inclusive transparent seeking that collective effort and expert for transformation. So when you are being included and I'm not saying no. It will be a part of the decision-making process that will cut across, will understand your issues, will take your expertise into consideration, and will transform them into transform those issues or those challenges that you have together, not just the executive member, but every other person. We're also going to work with, along with community, giving them understanding all of their challenges and providing sustainable solution, because that will not just serve as a structure, as a skeleton, but as a leadership. So if you are within a particular town, in a particular village, and the structure do exist within your community or in your town, in your village, you're gonna tell us, because we don't live there. You're going to collect all of those challenges that you have and bring it to the table. Tell us, oh, these are challenges that we have as a people of let's say Jenny Brown. The community of Jenny Brown have these issues. Okay. Then we will pose, what is your own solution to these issues? Bring a solution, we'll bring our, that is the executive, will bring theirs to the table, and we'll okay and bring out a suitable solutions to this problem that will sustain our people. But the skeleton, we're not just going to put a structure in a place that people are going to, it's just going to be like a skeleton structure that nobody understands anything, nobody doing nothing. Every community is going to have a task to perform monthly, weekly, not just a weekly or quarterly basis. Every quarter of the year, the year go with design quarter. But into 3 months, every 3 months, there should be a activity somewhere. There should be a problem that we should solve somewhere. So every quarterly, we'll visit every community, gather those issues along with the structure in those areas and come up with a solution. So when all of those structures are being established into the various community, now there is an advisory board. The advisory board, you see the coins of it, right? You see the founding member. You see traditional elders, respected professionals, and executive role and responsibility. Within this council, the traditional elder or the professionals executive, they are a group of professional people who are going to guide the leadership. They serve at the level of the board for unison and for vision. Founding members ensure that all actions are respected and uphold the value, custom, and unity of the clan. Traditional elders keep the eyes on the leadership performance to ensure transparency and honesty and fairness. We all know professional people will always come with their own professional ideas, right? Good. Then our traditional people going to be there with their knowledge, their wisdom, and to also guide the leadership that have the steering to control the clan or to control DASCOM. If there's a misstep, the hot wing guys right there, look, we'll do it this way, we can't do it this way. If there's anything of dishonesty, They also hold all that and do it. This advisory board will also going to do a fundraising advocacies linked with their name, voice, network, and mobilization. Everyone not just going to sit soprano or sit at the table, so you just watch things and do pen and paperwork. Everybody going to get involved. Like we said, inclusive leadership structure. So the executive,
Sheriff,
so
one
the
minute.
executive,
Sheriff, please mute your call. Thank you. Go ahead, continue.
so like I said earlier, this structure is plain and vacant. Let no one feel, oh, people have already occupied them, so my involvement in the double clan is just, I'm just a mere member. No. So for the executive leadership, we'll have the executive director, we'll have the deputy executive director, the general secretary, the financial and audit officer, the program officer, monitoring evaluation officer, media public relations officer, legal policy advisor, youth and women affairs coordinator, chairperson of land rights and forestry. These are structure is designed to suit every community. Every community.
Yes,
These are
so
the overall vision.
1 minute, please. I think we have like
Mhm.
few minutes for this section to be ended. I've created a new link. It's already in the WhatsApp group chat. Just in case this one end, we can just click on the new link that there, and then it will take off for the next 40 minutes. Then we can end the day. I'm sorry for that because we started
Okay,
sooner, waiting for
no
people
problem.
to join. Yeah, yeah. Go
Okay,
ahead, sir.
so the executive structure you see displayed here, they are the overall decision maker and overseer of the day-to-day activities or initiative and progress of DASCO. But they are not the only seal. They are going to respect every voice and every individual, no matter where sections you come from or no matter who you are. For the fact that you are a citizen within the clan or you reside within the clan, your voice will be respected. But they will run the day-to-day initiative and progress of the clan, headed by the executive director, who report to the advisory board. So, like you see the advisory board that we discussed earlier, they're going to guard everything. So, their report of this executive leadership go to the board of directors or the board of advisory. The executive director shall serve as secretary on the advisory boards. There where transparency comes in. Not because you are executive director will be serving DASCOM meeting on the advisory board, you'll be the chairperson. No. The advisory board chairperson will decide they're going to be a member of 5 persons, both professional, adults, youth, and women. They're going to be a part of that advisory board. So the executive director of DASCOM will just serve as a secretarial to that board, to the board of advisory. For transparency, and now we come to towns coordinating unit, one per town. Every town going to have their own coordinating unit. Each town executive include the town coordinator, who will be the main representative to head the office of DASCOM within the town, to coordinate all other activities within that particular town. Let's say the Maka get their town coordinating unit, right? You have the deputy town coordinator, you have the secretary, you have the treasurer, the youth representative, the women representative, the development and advisory officer, and peace ambassador. These people are going to be a trained leadership. They are going to be, the entire leadership going to be very trained to even conflict resolution. You're going to be trained into how to design their own program for issues that affect them, and the entire executive and advisory board are going to be a part of SHOT's program to execute it to the fullest. But when they design their own programs, they bring it up to the executive board, the executive board of directors or leadership, and then the executive board leadership, through the executive director, will take it up to the advisory board for decision making and proper planning. And this, at this stage, the town coordinator, 3 persons within the town coordinating unit, will form part of SHOT's meeting and planning process to execute whatever initiative marker is to have. So you see, everyone.
You're on track, my man. Yes.
Continue.
So, like I was saying in the first sections of the meeting, marker will design our own program, submit it over to the leadership, and then the executive leadership will take it to the board, advisory board, and then we'll plan it properly. That meeting also going to be included with the town coordinating unit of marker to be a part of the planning process to implement said program that they have proposed. So each town will have 2 executive committee. Every town get official recognition and a clear role in implementing DACSOM vision. Like I said, these members will work with their town's leadership and report monthly to executive body. So if you have your plan for next month, in this month, if you are making a proposal for a program, you submit it in this month, it's planned this month, and execution start the following month. With the inclusiveness of the town coordinating unit, the executive leadership, and the board advisory. Then we'll move on to zonal coordinator, which is optional.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, you're sorry for the delay. This is Boston Gator.
Thank you, Mr. Gale. Welcome.
Yeah, because I was driving, I can't be driving, be on phone. That law is strong in the country.
We understand, Mr. Gator.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much for joining. So again, we done with the advisory board, we're done with the executive leadership, we're done with the town coordinating. Now we are the zonal coordinators, which we propose as option number, very cardinal if everyone decide. So report to the zonal coordinating unit, report to the executive directors. The number of town depend on a large number of therefore is zoned into 2. Each zone has a zonal coordinator who supervise and coordinate activity between towns within their zones and executive directors. So the clan is big. So we divide it into zone A and B. Zone A have 18 towns. So if marker design a program of issues that they are affected with the one DACSOM to take the initiative, they will design it, submit it over to the zonal coordinator, and the zonal coordinator meet the executive leadership and take it to the board of advisory board, along with the town coordinator, the main representative, 3% of the town coordinator unit will form part of that committee of the zone, along with the zonal coordinator, and design it within their Monday report. If, like I said earlier, if you want the program or the initiative to be executed in the month of August, in the report of the month of July, it should be included for a plan, because every zone or every town coordinator unit going to have an initiative plan for every month. Even if it is a lecture series for our young brothers and sisters, of our older folks or some level of donations of a project to be carried out, it should also be designed 1 month prior to the implementations of it. Now we move over to the outstanding committee. The outstanding committee consists of 3 committees. We have the Conflict Resolution Committee, the Land Rights and Forestry Committee, and the Development Committee. So if there's a conflict in Jenebran or Maka or between Jenebran and Maka, the zonal coordinator within that zone and the both town coordinators and the representative and the women representative in the advisory board will meet with the zonal coordinator, plan a meeting, discuss among themselves, understand the conflict that do exist, and then take it over to the executive. The executive now will look into it, call the parties involved, discuss it, and then have an understanding, meet with the advisory board, and they all set up a committee, go to the both town or those individuals involved with this conflict and try to resolve it amicably. So that's what now will be serving as a mediator within the conflict. If it's above DACSOM and DACSOM cannot resolve it, there wherein the legal issue aspect of it come in. Same with our land right and forestry. The land right issues, that's not going to take this a very serious one. We already have a Land Right Act law within our possessions. We are reading to understand them, and we'll set up a committee that will go and inform our people about the Land Right Act and the forestry law. Our place is vast, a lot of forest, a lot of land. Some people come and fish on your land. We don't have our own land protections. We have not conducted boundary harmonizations. All of those issues, we understand them, educate our people, and see how best we can raise funds to register our boundaries with the land right, with the land authorities. The committee is there, the fundings are there. It's just a community that wish to carry out the initiative. Then the Swedish government to the Swedish embassy and the land right and the land authority come in and try call all parties involved, do the customary land. Right now, our lands are customary lands, a traditional land, and then carry on the boundary identification, harmonize our boundary, have our deed, and everything has been registered at the land authority. Same with the forestry. The laws are there to protect our forests. We have to read it and understand it. We know our people are not up to the task of reading the vast majority. So those of us within DACSOM that understand the black and white will read it to understand it. If it will cost us to hire consultants at the land authority and at the forestry development, those programs are there. The people sit there and eat the money free are carrying all those initiatives. So if DACSOM can just kick a ball rolling, call on the land authority, call on the forestry, we want to educate our people, help out with the necessary material because we will not want to carry misconceptions or misinformation to the people. That tomorrow they go and check what we tell them far different from what is written in the book. So if we carry on this kind of initiative as outstanding committee, we invite the rightful authority to be a part of it and carry out. To the development committee, now, the world is moving at a very fast pace. We are lacking beyond. Now we have a huge investment within our community, right? Within our clan. I do believe there is an existing development committee or it does not exist at all. But within our visions at DACSOM, we come up with a development committee. We look into towns, we look into villages, we look into clans of all of the 36 towns. We also every year identify a developmental initiative to implement yearly. It will not be something that will carry for how they call it 2-3 years that we cannot achieve. Some of the development comes in infrastructure and human capacity building. Vast majority of our brothers who works with the company, they may not be doing industrial work. They are operating bulldozer, operating heavy moving equipment. So if that's come of our commitment level from the chat room, generate fund, those of all are working, it will not affect us unless we have interest in it. And it will be a proposal to the committee. If I am working and will come up with human capacity development and I want to benefit, DASCON will pay 50%. Take just a proposal now. DASCON will pay 50%, and I, who is a direct beneficiary, and pay 50%. They'll say, I want to do excavator operation. I want to go do backhoe operation, operator skill image or building construction. Once I am working with the company, I pay 50% of that money, DASCON pay 50%. Or the percentage can be discussed. But those are other people who are now working in the community or in those towns, 100%, they go to them as a human capacity development. So the committee is going to design a yearly infrastructure project and a quarterly, maybe 6 months, 2 times a year, human capacity program. Now, I also will want to suggest that the committee will also work on wax tutorial. Those all that go at mathematics, physics, chemistry. If our brothers will have high school, the town high school, going for the students they are going for wire, 1 month of that wire program, we use our spare time every weekend and carry out tutorial for them. So that going to the test will be an easy issues. So our core committee of the ASCON, conflict resolution, promote peace and resolve dispute guided by the Liberian DRA Law Act and traditional practices. Land Right Forestry Committee protect land and forestry resources, operate under Liberian Land Right Act and Community Right Law, Development Committee, land lease, inclusive communities driven development, and the list go on and on. Implementation note. Every town coordinator become a member of the annual General Assembly. We use this session for new year annual plan. So that's one as a whole, from the executive committee will have their own plan, action plan annually. And when we meet at the General Assembly, we develop this plan together with everyone together, everyone. And then we plan it, welcome our new members in. Amen. Lola phone for me. 1 minute, Lola phone, yeah. At our annual General Assembly, that session will be used, like I was saying, to develop our calendar year plan. All roles shall be rotational and elective selections after every 3 years. I say, oh, I want a division burial, I found a member, so I'm going to be there perpetually. No. After every 3 years, we do an election, we do a selections. The general members attend the assembly. Youth and women inclusion is mandatory in all units. We're in a new world, gender sensitivities, gender equality. We encourage them, whether they know the black and white or not. But one thing I know is that people will have understanding. And we'll also teach people on the usage of WhatsApp. If you cannot write, but you can do a voice recording. Record it, put it in the VAR, put it in the Gola, put it in the menu. People there will understand and translate all of them. So at this point, I want to say thank you for your time and thank you for your listening ear. For those of you that joined late, there's a video recording going on. We will drop it in the chat room of the presentation. The screen is being recorded. Our voice are being recorded. So, honorable host, I submit myself and reduce my height. I say thank you for the invitations and thanks to everyone for that take off their times and be a part of the meeting. Once again, thank you. I remain Boyma Meska.
Honorable host,
Okay,
can I
so
quickly, please?
so just give me a chance a little bit, then you will come in. Can you?
Okay.
Thank you. So let me say thanks to Mr. Meza for that splendid deliberation and presentation on our discussion tonight and our talk show. So let me say welcome again to those of you who just joining us and from what point you join us. As we speak, we have six persons and members who are a part of this discussion. Mr. Abraham Zekaliu, Boema K. Meza, Boston, we will have to know his last he gave on
Boston
his
Gala.
Boston Gekilo.
No, Gala.
I believe Mr.
Okay.
Gita.
All right. So
So
we have Sheriff
one
Connor.
minute, please. As you
Yeah.
are going to, I will continue playing each lap at least for 1 minute for people to view
Definitely.
and read through. So you can
Definitely.
go ahead.
So that was what I was trying to come to. I was coming to, but thank you that you were fast to reconsolidate that. So Sheriff Connor is with us and Emmanuel Bonoka. So we hope that next time we will get more people on the discussion. So those of you just joining us, this is the DACSOM Talk. And of course, we are at this point. Mr. Meza have just done the deliberation. So what we do as we have listened, we will give our respective question if we have, and to some extent made some contribution and recommendation as he has deliberated on this development here. So anyone from the background can come in, but let me go to the order, not just anyone. Let me go to the order. We are beginning from the bottom to the top. So we have Sheriff Conan. Sheriff, are you there?
Yes, the media can allow me.
So yes, Sheriff. So please, we can now listen to you. Everyone else, please mute. Mr. Boston, please mute and let's listen to Sheriff as he can ask questions or make a contribution on the deliberation Mr. Meza just made.
Yeah, I beg you, let me just read the explanation, then before I go come in with the question. Thank you. So the different person. Hello.
Yes, we got that. I think
Hello.
he is asking you to maybe switch to another person. He want to get prepared to come back for his contribution.
Mr. Boston, are you there? Please unmute. Yes.
Can I come in?
Borokai.
Yes, sir.
Yes, go ahead. Let's hear you before we get to Boston. Thank you. You sorry, you wanted to come in
Okay,
earlier. I'll
thank
stop you.
you, Honorable Wema K. Meska, for the splendid deliberation. There's something I want to know from your deliberation, Mr. Meska. Sorry for my background because I'm just reaching the time and walking going to my house. Mr. Meska, I listened to your deliberation. Now, let us look at that blueprint at home. In some of those traditional communities, not everybody that then is black and well, and not everybody can read and write. But I want to know whether if for example, if I did not go to school, can that form part of the leadership structure of that song? That is my question. Thank you.
All right, I think we got your question. Mr. Meza will respond. Mr. Meza, can you take note on those questions? And then when you come in to make your comment, you can just respond to them. So we can have you almost all of the time taking. So Boston, are you there? Just unmute, then you can make your point.
Hello.
Thank you. Yes, continue. Let's hear you from there.
Before going through a comment, because I came almost the middle part of the of when the mail was giving the email objective of the organization. I just came in the middle. So my own thing is that maybe I could get if you can the copy of the document, then I can go through it. Then I come up with my own suggestion how things should be, because I can't
So
just because I can't almost do any part of it. So I can't just go on the contrary. I don't want to go outside of what you guys discussing about. Some of the point that Reddit that I grab is that people who the working people make contribution and 50-50. And yeah, in the diaspora that I live, if we have what we call grant, if at all the organization that just doing the giving a grant to somebody, if you go through this organization, if you go through this is what you're going to bring back to us. But if you say free, 100% free, I'm looking at it from that standpoint. At least the person that the beneficiary should make some contribution towards their own program to that going through.
Yeah. So I think he mentioned about that the beneficiary will also be a part of the 50-50.
No, he said that for a working person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but somebody who is not working and wanting to be and want that, for instance, I'm from Maka, and I want to go to college or whatsoever prime or tertiary education I wish to get, and then just to go through it free. At least if organization can come in with 75%, I myself who the beneficiary put 25%, I will take it serious. But if I can 100% free, some may not take it serious because why? The own input is not there.
Yes. So I think Mr. Menza will respond to that. Like you said, so you can just, while you online, can just go back in the chat room. Mr. Kaliu, Ibrahim Kaliu can just post the presentation there. And then I think while you perusing it, then we can get to it. While others are making their point as well.
But do you think it won't be wise for you to just send it to me, because time away from home, I just on the meeting for you just for a short time on my way to New Jersey.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will send a copy to your WhatsApp soon.
So that if I get a copy, then the next coming meeting, I will go through it. The next coming meeting, I will come up with some other points that I see, and I'll see that I'll come with my other points that I need to that I can bring up front.
Certainly.
Okay, we will send a copy to you soon, and then you will go through for your inputs.
Thank you. So as we move first forward, let's go to, do we have anyone there who want to ask questions to Mr. Mensah? Mr. Mensah, I have a few other questions though to ask. So I think I can be asking my question while others are getting more prepared to come in with their contribution. We have Mr. Kali, you will be the next to also make your comment or ask questions on Mensah presentation. And we're also looking up to Kanen. Kanen, we also, as you follow along, please get your question. Mr. Mensah, you mentioned the issues of the community involvement, where you were talking about the respective communities or part of getting involved into DACSOM's activities. What specific I want to know from you is, under the organizational structure, are we going to have DACSOM immediate representation within the community, or using the community heads to be the representation of DACSOM in respective community, and how effective is going to be DACSOM role in getting those community involvement into our activities, looking at the way we want things to be straight, and that some of those community may not want the way we want it to be. How effective are we going to be? That is one thing I wanted to know from you.
Yes, excuse me. Can I come in quickly? Just ask one question. Just give me 10 seconds, please.
Yes, since you said you also be like anytime soon busy, so we can give you that time. Mr. Mensah, I hope you're taking note on those.
If I may ask, this organization is a non-political organization.
Certainly.
Okay.
Yes.
Because what asking this question for, maybe if as time go by, maybe I would like for a chapter to be held here. Then I can go through it and rest. We can go through a rest on this. I can go through it, and other people from DACSOM who on the side with me in the US, we can go through it. We register it to be like and we register under the 403B with the US government yet. Then we can be society funding from here too. But in here, the people, anything that has to do with organization or such, anything that has to do with politics is completely, it's just zero tolerance. Because they're going to be monitoring your activity. Is one person made mistake and put anything that has to do with politics, the whole thing will just be canceled. So that's what I'm asking for. Because I know I'm not the only DACSOM citizen here. I have a few here. We can get together right so here as time go by. That's what I'm asking for.
Yeah, your question is, I think your question will be addressed by Mr. Khaliliu, and like I said, yes, it is non-political, but other things will be addressed by him later. Khaliliu, you want to address him?
Yeah, let me say something to that because he has to leave sooner. DACSOM, Development Solidarity Movement, is a civil society organization we have established to provide social service for our people. It is non-political, and our quest is to provide structural change for our community. You know, after the civil service, I mean the civil war, we suffered from that lot of destruction, and most of the amenities that we supposed to be enjoying by now, they were destroyed during the war. And there are some challenges that we also experiencing after Ebola and other uh, uh, how can I call it? Other social challenges that we are experiencing, right? So we are here today to brainstorm and bring up some applicable solution to solve some of those social challenges in our community. We are non-political entity. DACSOM, we're not going to political disco at all. We are just concerned about promoting structural change and making sure that our people receive the justice that they need, especially when it comes to social and environmental issues. So we will later communicate with you some of our tangible document that will provide a clear picture of our working.
Okay.
Sure. Because of the Zoom timing, we will have to cut most of the answers short so that we can get the voice recorded before the meeting can end. We'll provide more information for Mr. Boston soon. Thank you.
Say, Mr. Gator, you're not so I don't mean that. So I don't put your call again. Mr. Last your first name.
Okay, Mr. Gila.
Yeah. So, Sheriff, shall we listen to you? If you have any contribution, then we can listen to Khaliliu. Then Boemake Meza can answer some of our questions shortly, and then we'll be at a pace of conclusion.
Okay, thank you for the presentation. The only question I want to ask about the outstanding committee under the development committee, how the committee is going to be formed, if they're going to be selected by time where you will select people from there, or the organization will select their own committee.
Okay.
Meska,
So I
I think
think
Meska should come in now because we have like 10 minutes
yeah.
left according to Zoom options that we see here. So Meska can provide
Um,
key feedback, or you want me to say something before Meska clear the page and close down?
just do that. Just do that. Just do that shortly. Maybe you answer some major questions.
Okay, thank you. So basically, today's section is about sharing with you what we have developed when it comes to the organization structure, how we want it to be like. And like Mr. Meska said, we are purely going to do that by including every town into the organization structure. So basically, he said we'll be having a advisory board, which was clear to me. The advisory board would be those from the elders and also part of the executive leadership. So like he talked about the executive director will be the general secretary for the advisory board. The advisory board will provide guidance and they will make sure that the right thing be done according to the principles that we develop, like the constitution that we develop. He also talked about this executive committee, and the executive committee that he talked about, these are the people who will steer the day-to-day activity of the organization. They they will come from across the clan, right? But they will be at certain level of qualification because that has to do with pen and paper, and they are the executive. They might be there to justify some requests. Like when you write grant, you have to get people to justify some of the requests and things. So these are people who are a little bit later, and if you are not letter, you will stay work with DACSOM because we talk about inclusiveness. So if you go down to where he talk about town coordination, each town will be having their own leadership structure, and that leadership structure will be people who are based in the town. Yeah, okay. So in the town, we'll be having like 6 to 7 person working as a structure representing DACSOM. So the town coordinator will be there to mediate between the executive leadership and that of the town. Any project that we have for your town, as long as you serve as a coordinator, it comes to you and then you work along with your team structure in consultation with the town chief and other others who will be there. That is just to make sure that transparency will be, in place. So he talked about that in a town coordinating unit, yeah, where we have people, even if you are not educated, we know that wisdom also play a role there, and that is why we will take people in a town coordination unit. We take people who are not educated as well to be part of that team to provide their advice or maybe to provide their own expertise according to the way that it can best suit their town. Also, the town coordinator, they are key player to us. Like for instance, if we want to develop any project proposal, we have to use the town coordinators and the entire team that we have in that town to do some need assessment to learn about their challenges and things. For instance, if we go, we check your school, we see that your school need benches, your school need chairs, this and thing. The town coordinator will develop the need assessment. We give it to them. If we want to implement education program in your town, we use that knee assessment, the town coordinator and his team will do that knee assessment and give us report. Based on that report, because we don't want to develop any project that is not factual, we'll be developing project based on the data that we collect from the knee assessment that we do across all the towns. So that is just something for the coordinating unit. Mr. Meza, can you flip down a bit to the next page? Yeah, the next one again. Okay, the committee. So we will have a structure under DACSOM that has to do with committee. And there are three committees that we have highlighted. We have the conflict resolution committee. They will be responsible to resolve problems. Problems are always there, conflict are always there in the various towns. Sometimes it can be town to town, sometimes it can be within the town, and sometimes it can be our clan versus another clan. And so we have a special committee that will be trained in conflict resolution problems, and also we have another another committee which has to do with land rights and forestry. They will be trained according to the national instrument that we have in Liberia to guide and to establish that committee. If we have one in that block land, then we will need to do assessment to see how active they are, whether they are following the rules and regulations according to the national instrument. And then we have this development committee, which will be there to work along with the zonal coordinator that Mr. Mesa talked about. They will be there to make sure that all projects that are implemented in a clan, whether they are in tight according to the way they were designed, or whether there's discrepancy where we need to maybe highlight or maybe bring up some maybe discrepancy that they might discover. So they are independent body that will be doing assessment, and they will be also evaluating our activities across the clinic and provide feedback to the advisory board as well as the executive director. Can we go to the next page? I'm just doing it faster so that the time cannot collapse. Okay, the next one again, Chief. Mr. Mesa he did well. He already explained all of this for me. I just wanted to tell you what I captured from him. So this is the implementing note or guide, how this entire structure will be like. So like he talked about the General Assembly. Every year we have one General Assembly. In the General Assembly, each town coordinator will be represented. Each town coordinator will be represented in the General Assembly. They will come there and tell us what they have done so far and what are the current challenges they face with in that General Assembly. Based on those data that we collect from the General Assembly, then we develop the annual plan or plan of action every year. So that's how it will be done. And all those roles that we'll be having from the executive position coming down to the town coordinating positions. Uh, After every 3 years, there will be election and people will be selected, reselected, or maybe changed so that other people can occupy the position and get experience in the social work as well. So we encourage youth, women to be inclusive of these activities. Nobody gonna leave, left out. And also the communication, we have to strengthen our communication sector so that we can able to reach out to more people. Before I leave you, we are now discussing about registering the organization with government. Today we went to Mabon Zimiku and Mabon Wanga. We went there, we met with the leadership that are there because we want one person from that whole Mabon belt to represent to be part of the signature of the article of incorporation. And so they have designated one person, one Musa Perry. Musa Perry will be the one who will represent our whole bill to sign on the legal document that will be taken to government or government will be giving us. So we just want to make sure that every major segment of the claim is represented in the signing of the article of incorporation. This organization is not one or two person issue. It's about holistic decision making and holistic or collective effort to make progress and to bring the changes that we need. I want to stop here and Boyman can close us down before the time's elapsed. Thank you so much.
Yeah, a quick question, please. Could you please send me Musa Perez number for me, please?
Yeah, we will do that after the meeting because I
Yes,
have it.
I just want to remind you, because Musa Perez myself, for the past 10 years, I've been hearing from you. Just send a number, I'll call you.
I will share with you.
All right.
So Bala Gray from Baloman, he will represent Baloman, Masating, Wiboma, our whole backside, he will represent them and sign. And other people will come from Maka, one person from Gbese, and another person from Jenny Brown Wall. So Mr. Meska, thank you so much. Your presentation was very brilliant. I respect you for that. Thank you so much. Maybe you can close the platform because of the time factor. Any other comment that we may have, we can do in the WhatsApp group chat. Thank you.
Well, Mensah, I can conclude from there. Mensah, are you
You
there?
are muted. You are muted, Mr. Mesga. You are muted.
Has to unmute. So while he is unmuting, okay,
Okay.
now go ahead, Mr. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's your questions I wanted to respond to, but I think Khalil already run through it. To the Bonokai questions that he asked as to whether those who cannot read it black and white, whether they going to be a member of DASCOM. When the word inclusive can involve a cut above all edges.
Across.
Whether you read or write across all sectors. So once you cannot read and write, you operate your phone, you get a smartphone. They how they call it mental or magical, but they so brilliantly like you can do a voice recording. Whether you speak the English or you speak the Gola